But listen at this, ladies. Listen at this. This is a smart, gray-eyed woman that is sitting here next to him. He thought, I said, oh, baby. Oh, baby. I'm so sorry. Because I wanted to go shopping. I don't work. I'm retired. And all things flow from his pocket.
Brothers, let me tell you, we're nearly as slick and smart as we think we are. The way it works for us, she treats me like God. A king.
Yes.
I do.
Okay. And so what I do is I create an environment that's conducive for her to feel like a queen.
Teach.
I give her anything she wants.
Teach.
Because I trust her.
Yes.
Okay. And then she reciprocates.
Yes, sir.
So we spend our time trying to bless each other.
Talk.
Okay. That's what we do.
Yes.
We didn't get here overnight. We're talking 51 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When people talk about irreconcilable differences, that means you have eliminated God out of the process. Okay, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, lean not to thine own understanding, and all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct our path.
You better teach.
Yeah, so it was important, and we did this. And by the end of the walk, all of the emotion of anger would be subsided, even if we hadn't reconciled the difference. When you go through things that are behind that people don't see, you know, that's when your love kicks in. That's when the love of Christ kicks in. So when I saw what she was going through, every time I looked at those steps, even today, I tell her, turn the light on. Don't carry stuff in your hand. You don't want to see a loved one hurt, and you don't ever want to hurt the one you love. See, you always do trigger. So let me tell you what I told my family. I told them, you don't have to come. Love my mother, I loved all of them. I said, but you don't have to come, because I'm going to marry her. Okay.
And they weren't in support because of the age difference.
And not only that, they had already pre-selected
a woman for him.
Well,
the daughter of
be careful.
Their best friend. Stop.
51 years later.
Right. Right. And ooh, you would ooh.
That's triggering you now, huh?
Ooh. See, look at you. But they already had the woman selected.
Yes.
And then I came along, fine.
Tell them again.
I was fine.
There it is.
In my hot pants. And I made all the bells and whistles went off when we were together. So that's where the adversity came.
Yeah.
That was just one.
Well, and then I hadn't gone to college yet. And I was in high school. What do you mean, yet? I was in high school. I was 17. Now, you know I didn't have no business with no 25-year-old. But he was so fine, I said, forget the prom. You my prom.
Make it last. Make it last forever. Don't let our love be. Let's make it last.
Corsicana, Texas. What's up, Dallas Fort Worth? What's up, Houston, Texas? Welcome back to another episode of the Burning Coals podcast. We are your show hosts. I go by the name of Mr. Know It All Reactions. To the left of me or to the right of you guys, by the logo, our big fella, Bougie Weirdo. Give it up for Bougie Weirdo, the love doctor. Right up under Bougie Weirdo, we got our man, the myth, the legend, gentleman, Jamal. Get up for gentleman Jamal. And then last but not least, the first lady of the Burning Coals podcast. She goes by the name no other than the one and only, the beautiful, the talented, educated queen. What's up, EQ? Educated queen. Give it up for EQ. Yes, indeedy. We are glad you guys are able to join us for the show tonight. And we are the Burning Coals podcast. Here's what we have: fire interviews. We do hot topics, burning questions, serious conversation, and we say what needs to be said. So, on that being said, we do have a comment section right there on the right. If you want to comment to the show, make sure you put your comments into the comment section. We'll read your comment, and we'll definitely get to those quickly as possible. If you want to come on to the show, if you feel like you want to do that, we have 2 streaming platforms, one for the YouTube account and then one for Facebook as well. So you can definitely go there. We bring you on to the show, but we're going to keep you in the waiting room first, but we're going to bring you onto the show, and you can give you a shout outs. You can also be able to ask your question, fire off your questions. And if you feel froggy, you can come in one of us and, tell us what you really think about us, but you got to understand we shoot right from the hip. So now that we got all the business out the way there, I got to talk with the panel before we get started on this beautiful Tuesday. Gentleman Jamal, EQ, Bougie Weirdo, how you guys doing on this beautiful Tuesday night? Somebody want to start it off?
I'm good. Hey, how y'all doing? I'm good. Happy Love Day to all the lovers in the house. Hope y'all had a good day today. Every day is a day of love, but I'm good. I'm blessed to be above ground and not beneath. So, how y'all doing?
Right. Hey, EQ, I'm doing pretty good as well. Listen, hey, it is Tuesday. I know it's Valentine's Day. I don't celebrate it, but congratulations to those who do. Not knocking you at all. That's your thing. You do what you do, okay? But I am super excited because this was a great Super Bowl Sunday. The Philadelphia Eagles lost their football game. The Kansas City Chiefs.
Bro, let it go.
We have adopted the Kansas City Chiefs. They beat those stinking Eagles, and
the Cowboys was at home. So what you tripping for?
Hey, listen, hold on. See, the Kansas City Chiefs they started in Dallas. They really was a Dallas Texans. So they are an extension of the Cowboys. And like I said,
now y'all step cousins. Here y'all go. Here y'all go. Y'all step cousins. Really?
Yeah.
We ain't even. Let's just go on and get into the show because here we go with this foolishness tonight.
Don't make me start pulling receipts. Don't make me start pulling receipts.
I like to rub it in.
Hey, and you know what?
Don't worry about the Cowboys. Worry about your own team.
Right. You know what, Dub?
Why y'all talking about us? Talk about your own team.
And they were sitting at home too.
It don't
That's
matter.
Right.
Hey, any chance we get to be able to stick it to those turd birds, that's what we gonna do, man. And
but they made the appearance.
Right. Don't matter.
Oh, that don't count.
Win. No, you got to win.
Participation trophy.
Right, you got to win it.
Hey, but wait a minute.
Outside the club, you can't even get in.
You can't even get in.
No, you got to win it.
So,
well, say, Jamal, you on mute, my guy. You on mute.
We can't hear you.
Houston didn't even get in, so y'all don't say
that's why I say y'all at home with us. So
no. Y'all been at home though.
There's 30 teams, 30 team fan bases that need to be silenced.
No. 31.
If you're not a KC fan or a Philadelphia fan, you don't need to be speaking right now.
I am today.
They lost. It's only one winner. Let's be clear.
Facts.
Well,
it's only one winner. And Philly lost after being up by 10. What I found amusing is Kansas City beat y'all, but everybody seemed to be talking about the Cowboys. We wasn't even there.
Nobody talking about the Cowboys.
I'm talking about not y'all. I'm talking about on the internet.
And social media.
Haters, they don't have no smoke for Kansas City. They still talking about us because we getting on them because they lost.
I don't know. I ain't see them posts.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's been hot and heavy, but it's all good though. But like I said, I slept good. I'm glad that didn't happen because my goodness, had they done won, man, they would have been lighting me up on social media and calling me my phone and sending text messages and emails. Man, I'm glad they shut them up. They gone.
We're gonna be there next year.
I was rooting. Y'all said that last year.
And we're gonna say it every year.
Oh man, B-Dub, how you doing?
We've been saying that on social media since Facebook's inception, and they still ain't made no Super Bowl appearance.
That's all right. B-Dub, man, how you doing over there, my guy? You doing pretty good over there, man?
I'm chilling.
Man, your setup looking fire over there, brother. It's looking fire, man.
Yeah.
It's a little intermediate, We're gonna get it together.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah. It's nice, man. It's nice. So anyway, you guys, man, we gotta to the viewers out there, everybody that's tuning in, we got a great show lined up for you guys tonight. This is the we are doing part 4, the final installment of the relationship love series. So this is part 4, but this title here, we call it the Make It Last Forever. You're gonna see the title right there. Boom, Make It Last Forever. So we're gonna go into some discussion about in relationships. How do we make the relationship last forever, despite all the different hurdles, obstacles, trials, and tribulations that may occur during the intermediate period when you're in a relationship with the individual? How do you make that relationship last forever? So before we get to that topic, whatever, we're gonna definitely talk about we're gonna tie in Valentine's Day. Okay, so I want to ask you guys a question about Valentine's Day. We're gonna tie this in with the topic of Make It Last Forever. Valentine's Day. Do you guys think that Valentine's Day has it picked up some steam? Here during this modern era, or has Valentine's Day kind of lost its steam and lost its lust, that it's kind of fading away? B-Dub, how you feel about that, my guy? Valentine's Day, is that really important to you?
We don't celebrate. My wife and I, we haven't celebrated Valentine's Day since way early in our relationship. Once we start getting serious, I think Valentine's Day is for people. It's cool for people that's dating, but if you call yourself being in a serious relationship, you should be treating that person. Y'all should be treating each other year round, 365. So, it's like, you want me? What do you want me to do? You want me to show you love and appreciation randomly throughout the whole year, multiple times, or you want me to just sit and wait till one day of the year and then go blow all this money so you can go poop chocolates out in the toilet and flowers can die, and then the other 364 days I'm good. I ain't got to do nothing for you.
No, they want it all.
Makes sense.
They want it all. Both of them is the answer. Both.
Now,
right.
We don't do those types of things around here, and we probably been together longer than anybody that we know. So.
Right. Hey, B-Dub, if you were smart enough to know, you wait till after Valentine's Day with everything 50-60% off. The chocolates 50% off, 60% off, the flower. Man, hey, you call it whatever you want.
It's not cheap. That's saving money.
It's saving money. Hey, what's that? Hey, EQ, what's that thing? What's that mean what a dude's like this? You gotta think.
Gotta think, yeah.
Yeah. You gotta
think, yeah.
Man, yeah. So I'm with you, B-Dub, as far as like Valentine's Day. I when I was younger and in the dating process and things like that or whatever, yes, and I thought that it was important, to go ahead and go along with everything that Valentine's Day with chocolates and teddy bears and going to nice restaurants and trying to do what you can to make that person feel special. But at the same time, when I was doing that, I really didn't have an understanding or mindset that, like you said earlier, B-Dub, like, hey, look, is it super that important for me to go out and spend a lot of money on this particular day, a whole lot of it, just to let you know or show you that I love you, when all this throughout this whole time, in this process of you and I getting to know each other or get into a relationship with each other, that I've been spending money, not only just spending money, but giving time and our attention to each other, and so and there's a lot of things that goes with it, whatever. But do I have to really go over and beyond to go and spend all this money on one particular day, just to show you something I've already been doing periodic? Well, not periodic, but every time you and I are together. Why I got to go and do that? It just didn't make no sense to me as I got older. Go ahead, EQ.
Well, it's just like Christmas. It's commercialized. It's another day on the calendar for me. I'd rather you show me that you love me in private. We make it big and blow it all out of proportion and commercialize by posting to social media. Just because you love me, that means you just went out and spent some money to help advertise for Valentine's Day to make it blow up. Your love is actions. It's gonna be off the camera. Your love is gonna be how you treat me. You know, how you treat me when things are good and how you treat me when things are bad. Are you willing to endure the tough times with me? Not just because today's a commercialized holiday or a paganistic holiday and we got to let the world know, oh, I got some roses. No, that, you know, we get so consuming that when people are not looking, because it's good, it's cool to go on Facebook and Instagram to be impressive, to say, oh, I got this for Valentine's Day. But as soon as you log off, he gonna bust you upside the head. See, I'd rather you show me love on my birthday. You know what I'm saying? Hey, come back, Dub. And you know I'm keeping real, First Lady. I'm keeping it real.
Right.
You know, he bought you some flowers and cards and roses and had all this stuff sent to your job, but he married, sis, and you his side piece. No, that's not love. That's crazy. You know, love is not boastful. Love is in the text, you know, in the Bible, if that's what you believe. But it's not commercialized just because Walmart is selling hearts with a bunch of chocolates or they got all these balloons. That's not love. And we got to stop falling for the okie doke.
Right. But you know what though, EQ? It seemed like it's set up. It's set. You know, all these paganistic holidays. You know, from you know, Valentine's Day, Easter. You know, Halloween, all these different days, but it's set up.
Talk about Jesus, white Jesus.
Talk about it. It's designed to make money.
Right.
And we're making Walmart rich. You're making the flower shops rich. But yet and still, our communities are lacking. Our neighborhoods are lacking because we spend our money in places that does not matter. We got to learn how to spend our dollar. And I'm not telling people not to celebrate Valentine's Day. Hey, if that's your thing, it's cool. I did get something for Valentine's Day. But, you know, hey, cool. But come on, y'all. It's a commercialized holiday, just like Easter. And, hey, the stores advertise hearts, candy, all that to make money. That's what they are in business for. And as long as we go out there and buy, their pockets swell and not ours. Prove to the world that we're in a relationship or we're married and that we're happy. Just because you post flowers on social media, that don't mean you happy. That don't mean you in love. You know what I'm saying? But hey, to each his own. Do your thing.
Right.
Let's get back on track though. We ain't talking about that right now. We're talking about how to make it last.
How we go? And I was gonna get ready to get it. Hold on, before we go there, G-Man, you got anything to say about the Valentine's Day, my guy?
Well,
why he ain't on camera?
First of all, I'm out of pocket for a while. I'm in an undisclosed location.
Bo Cliff.
Shut your ass. But EQ, you made a point to point and broadcast that somebody gave you a card. Did you give anybody anything? Because a lot of times the ladies forget that it's Valentine's Day for the fellas too.
Yes, I hooked my friend up with something nice. Yes, I did.
Okay. All right.
Okay. That's all I got to say. I just have to check EQ real quick.
See, it's not about being selfish. If it's about love, love is a two-way street.
Right.
You got to give love in order to reciprocate it.
Marriage ain't about love, but or whatever. We'll get into the other stuff another day. But
all right. Oh, well, yeah, we're gonna have to say that. We're gonna have to say that.
We're gonna say that.
Right? We're gonna say that. So, back to the topic or whatever, we're talking about making it last in a relationship, in a marriage, in the beginning of a relationship or marriage. We're talking about how to make it last. What are some hurdles that you guys believe in a relationship that can cause a relationship from forming to something that can be serious to making the relationship, last longer, whatever? What are some hurdles you guys can think of that can make that, that can stop the progression, that can stop the progression of, the relationship? EQ.
You said one thing that can cause a relationship not last?
Yeah.
There's a lot. Lying. Because if you lie to me, then I can't trust you. Then you make communicating difficult. All of those things. So for me, lying. Oh goodness.
Let me ask you this, G-Man. what do you think that if a man or a woman, because I know we both can tend to actually do this itself, do you think that if we show some type of unconcern, or we show unconcern in our relationships with the person that we supposed to love, like if you just kind of disinterested, do you think that might be a contributing factor as far as like can definitely hurt the marriage or relationship?
Well, it certainly can hurt, but it kind of goes back to what we're talking about the last show, identifying love languages and identifying what your partner needs or requires. Everybody needs something. No two people are always the same. So what one person may take as love or attention or affection, and the other one may not. So it's up to you.
Right.
It's incumbent upon you to learn your person and figure out what it is that they require to make them feel loved. And if you really fuck with them like that, then you'll adapt and make sure that happens, or y'all come to some kind of compromise if it's that far out. But if you want the person, you'll do the work.
Yeah, but what if you are in a relationship or a marriage? Because you said something that was pretty important, G-Man. We talk about you have to put time out to learn that person, or things like that. So, but what happens if you are in a deep relationship or or in a marriage, and because life catches us all, man. We get real busy with anything you can name. If it's work related, if it's family things that's going on, there's something. What if that happens to get into the middle of everything, whatever? Because sometimes, I've seen it to where, that can definitely be an issue. How does that? How do we? Basically, my question is, how do you balance all that? How does that happen, EQ or Jimmy Jamal, B-Dub?
You make time for things that are important to you. If the grass is not green on the other side, it's greener where you water it.
Agreed. And I think too, I'll add this in there too. I think people have to really figure out where they are in life and where that person is, because this is thing somebody told me. I've heard it a couple of times, but somebody close to me told me this, and it's like, wow, the person when you decide you want to marry that person, when you get to the point you say, okay, I feel so much about you that I'm willing to put a ring on it or accept the ring from you, then at that point you have to ask yourself, because we all, the expectation is always to grow and we're going to do these big things, we're going to be together, blah, blah, blah. But what if that person don't change, right? Is this person right now somebody that you can love forever? Because what if they don't grow with you? What if they don't change with you? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes if you ask yourself that question and we be real about it, sometimes you will realize, now this is just something for right now. This is something that I like right now. This is cool. But the reality is, and I'll give an example. I don't like women that smoke, but I've dated one or two women who smoke. But I already knew full well, like I would never marry a woman that smokes cigarettes. I can't stand cigarettes. I would never marry a woman that smokes cigarettes. But I've dated a couple of women that smoke cigarettes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if it ever would have got to a point where it was serious enough where I thought about marrying them, this is what people do where they get messed up. They think marriage is supposed to change something. It doesn't. So that would be like, okay, I go ahead and propose and we get married, and now we married. I'm like, listen, you gotta stop smoking cigarettes because I don't like it. That would be crazy. But people do that.
Yeah.
They take the person as they is and they marry the potential. But you can't marry the potential. You got to marry the person that's right there in front of you. And, God willing, if y'all do everything the right way, they will grow and you will grow and y'all will both reach your potential. But you always have to ask yourself, what if they don't? You know what I'm saying? What if this person don't change? Do I still want to be with this person years down the road? And if the answer is yes, then, nothing's guaranteed, but you'll have a much, much, much higher probability of making it for the long run.
Right. And B-Dub, yeah, I agree with everything you said, B-Dub. But at the same time, B-Dub, if we was in a perfect world, man, I think that it would definitely go like that. But man, the world that we live in now, there's so much that's going on with social media. You got social media that's pushing, women and men, division inside the household. You got social media that's, saying, hey, women, you don't need men, and woman power this, and the black man ain't, or the black man or the black woman ain't. It's a lot that's going on social media, man. So it seems like everything that you're saying, in a perfect world, yeah, that'll work with it, man. But we are up against a whole lot with the way society is ran today, because everybody got access to social media. Everybody got access to a cell phone or some type of some type of device to be able to be influenced by anything that they watch on that on a device when it comes to relationships or things like that. Whatever, man. It's bad out there, B-Dub.
I don't disagree with that, but at the same time, that's on the person. Like, you got to live in real life. Like, I live IRL in real life.
Right, but a lot of us,
media is cool for entertainment, or even you definitely could learn some stuff. It's a good and a bad. Out there, there's a lot of good social media. There's a lot of negative with social media. But at the end of the day, you got to all take it with a grain of salt. And you got to live in real life. Like, I don't live in the world. I live in my world.
Right,
so
right.
What's going on in my world, and how does that work?
Yeah, but B-Dub, you got to definitely agree. Like, when it comes to social media, it's very influential. Like a lot, and I'll give you an example. Like, here lately, like you seen those red boots that everybody's just trying to buy, those Ronald McDonald boots. Everybody's talking about those red Ronald McDonald boots all over the place, man. And everybody, some people got their different opinions about it, or whatever, but it's been trending. It's trending. What about BBLs? BBLs is trending real bad, man. What about women? It's just, a lot of these women on social media twerking and doing everything up on the sun, whatever. So if you got easy access to see all that, when it comes to a relationship,
ain't nothing wrong with twerking.
Nah, definitely nothing wrong with twerking, as long as you're twerking for Jesus. But for real though, but again, that goes back to the person, because that's like, okay, we'll use the BBL for example. If you with a man, he making you happy, and he's telling you that he's happy with you, and he like you the way you are, but because you see all these other women doing it, because that means you're trying to level up. That's a part. So you looking, you say, oh well, she got a BBL, she dating him, or she went got her body done, and now she able to date these kind of dudes. You trying to level up, so you don't really love that man no way. Because if he's sitting there accepting you as who you are, but you trying to change, that means you trying to get some new attention from somebody else.
Right. The way I'm putting it together, B-Dub, is like, what I'm trying to connect the dots is like how powerful social media is, when it comes to influencing different people, whatever. So if it's easy to influence, where you talk about these BBLs and these red, boots and all the other stuff, whatever, whenever it comes to relationships, whatever, you can definitely, like, you go on social media right now and go to different podcasts as well. Remember we had a discussion about the red pill, blue pill type of mindset or whatever. Some of those women out there, B-Dub, or men out there, they have that red pill, blue pill mindset, and are influential people that know how to influence other, because know how to influence other people out there or whatever. You see what I'm saying?
So cue the disclaimer, because I'm gonna hurt some feelings.
Go ahead.
Most of those people are men and women who come from single mother households, because there's no balance.
And the views of Bougie Weirdo do not reflect those of the Burning
listen, I say that, and that's not a knock on all single parents or nothing like that. And sometimes it's not even about the parent. Even if you do a good job, it's not about you. It's not about being a bad mother or a bad father, right? Yeah. It's just the simple fact that when you don't have a male-female balance, because I said all the time, I said in my situation, my parents split when I was young. But my mother was very strategic about making sure I had male presence in my life. And she always encouraged me to have a relationship with my father. She never got in the way of that. So it's not just because they come from single parent household, all the mom's bad. No. What I'm saying is, most of the time, when a child's in a single parent household, whether it's the mother or father, we know most of the time it's the mama though, because of the court system, you don't get that balance. So you don't get that full level of what I'm trying to say, confidence, right? Like from a man to a boy, right? And even from a father to a daughter, to be the example and just give her game on what to look for. So I say all that to say this: a lot of those people are sheep because they don't have self-confidence. It all boils down to a confidence issue. Because if you're looking on social media and you see this chick, this is all these people doing this, or all these people buying these boots, these ugly ass Mario Kart boots, and you say, I got to get some too because everybody else getting them. I got to get them too. Or these women getting BBL, I got to get them too. Or this dude over here doing this, or he bought this kind of car, man, I got to try to get this kind of. That's a confidence issue. So, you know, and me personally, I can't really relate to that because I ain't never. We all get influenced. Let's be clear, but there's levels to it. You know, my hair used to be long when I was a kid. I always wore it long, but then I cut it into a flat top. Why? I saw Kid and Play, they had a flat top. So it's not that we don't get influenced, but there's levels to it. There's a difference between, oh, I like that hairstyle, so I'm gonna emulate that hairstyle, to I'm gonna go pay $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 to have my body surgically altered that could hurt me, harm me, because let's be clear, men doing it too. We don't talk about that a lot. They go and get these silicone muscle injections. You think, oh, he's so fine. He got them big old muscles. You mess around and squeeze too hard.
Yep.
But that ain't prominent. You don't see men doing
confidence.
that.
That's all it is.
That's probably where you at, G-Man, trying to get some muscle somewhere. Crazy stuff. How about you ducked off in an undisclosed location? Yeah, go on and tell us where you really at.
I tried to let EQ make it, but she wants that smoke tonight.
We seen you. We recognize Dr. Miami office.
Heck yeah. If you finna go under the knife, just say that.
Yeah. Hey, you guys. Well, hey, we want to say thank you guys for joining the Burning Coals podcast. We go Tuesday. We go live every Tuesday right here at 8:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure that you subscribe, like, and share, and hit that notification bell as well. So that way you won't miss none of the hottest topics that we talk about on the show. Okay. B-Dub, EQ, G-Man. So in the beginning of this show, B-Dub did a wonderful video, and appreciate that, by the way, B-Dub. That was a nice video that you did, intro. There was an older couple. How long that couple been married, B-Dub? Like 50, 60 years, I believe. Something like that.
51 years.
Okay. 51 years of being married to each other. I'm sure they done been through a whole lot in their lifetime. So this show is about making it last. How do people now make a marriage last 51 years? What will make a marriage strengthen like that to be together that long?
Well, real quick before y'all answer, let me go ahead and shout. So that clip came from a podcast called Dear Future Wifey Podcast. There's a brother by the name of Laterris Whitfield, who he was married, he got divorced, and he's been exploring and trying to figure out the same thing we're talking about right now, how to find love. So that's why he brings those type of people onto his show. So, and that video, if you go back and watch the whole video, that couple is freaking hilarious and adorable. But it's called Dear Future Wifey Podcast. Is worth a good look. And then real quick, I just think having the same end goal. I think your futures have to look the same. You don't necessarily have to agree on how to get there, but you have to want the same things down at the end of the road. Because if you don't, I mean, how you gonna grow together if your goal is to do this and be over here, and their goal is to be over here and do this? I mean, how's that gonna work? So you have to at least have the same life vision. Like, oh, I want 6 kids, but they don't want no kids at all. That relationship doomed from the start. Like, maybe one person might compromise.
Fuck them kids.
Huh? maybe I'll come to agreement and say, okay, we'll do 2 kids. You know, like it's always a possibility, but the probability is that relationship is not going to work. So I think you have to have some deep conversations and talk about the future a lot and make sure that y'all futures are in line, and then you got to do the work because obviously you're not there yet. So once the future is established that we want the same future, we want to get to the same place, now you kind of reverse engineer it and you just do the work. Like G-Man said earlier, you got to do the work, put the work into the relationship to move in that direction.
EQ, what you got on that, EQ? 51 years. How do you make that relationship, that marriage last that long?
Well, you know, I had a great example set before me. My grandparents, they raised me, and they were married almost 60 years. They were 3 months shy of their 60s before
Now,
my
why
grandfather
you ain't got
passed
no
away.
man?
See, you all in the wrong business. All in the wrong business. They get on my nerves. But and one of the things that you know, a whole lot of the things, a lot of things that I saw with them is they always communicated. They trusted each other, and like I mean, it's just so many components to making things work. They stayed together. They did what they had to do for the family, for each other. They didn't give up. You know, and it was a lot. I mean, I saw my grandmother take some stuff that I probably would have put a bullet in somebody in. And I'm just being honest, you know, but she stayed there. She endured because she didn't think in terms of just herself, but she thought of the family, you know, keeping our family together because, you know, they had children, they had grandchildren. And so she just kind of, I mean, even though she took some stuff off my grandfather, he took some stuff off of her. But at the end of the day, they had to look at the common goal and the common factors, you know, which we took these vows for better, for worse, you know, and like she said, she would always tell us sometimes worse is worse as hell. You know, and sometimes, you know, it's hard to come back from a lot of things. But at the end of the day, you know, I don't know. But I don't think people are built for those type of marriages anymore. I don't know. You know, every marriage is different. You know, some people can work it out. Some people give up easily. But I guess that's why it's so important in that dating piece, in the dating part, to find out, seek out who you're dating. You know, what are your goals? You know, what are we gonna do? You know, if the stuff hit the fan, are we gonna walk away, or are we gonna call it quits? People give up so easily. And then the biggest thing is people are ready for the wedding, but they're not ready for the marriage. And that's the part that people gotta master, because it's an ongoing process. It doesn't stop. So that's why it's so important to wait, take your time, you know, make sure that you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that that's the person for you. And if you start seeing those red flags early, and you start seeing those things that you're not willing to put up with, then hey, you might want to rethink that. So I don't know, y'all, it's a lot to make it a marriage work, according to what my grandmother shared with me.
Right. G-Man, what you got, my guy?
He don't know. Don't nobody want him.
Well, none of us know what it takes to make marriage last 51 years, except EQ, who's 71. But the rest of us don't even know what a 51-year marriage looks like. Now, you gotta understand, they from a different time, a different place, a different generation.
Right.
And I'm not gonna just say the women were different, the men were different. I'm sure they both had to put up with a lot. And they, you know, just from that little clip, they look adorable. I'm sure they, you know, that conversation probably had a wealth of information, useful information. But the reality of it is, you know, couples are not getting married as young as they did when they got married. I think if I heard it right, she was still in high school.
Yeah,
he was a lot older than her.
Uh-huh.
That kind of thing don't happen like that no more. It used to, and it wasn't a thing. Now, it's just different. I'm not saying that you can get married and stay married for 51 years. That'd be great. You know, two people want to get married and stay, you know, whatever. What I'm saying is, though, in that particular sense, they came from a different time. Marriage was different. It meant different. The values were different. The men were different. The women were different. Not to say one is better or worse than the other. It was just a different time and place. Yes, you can learn a lot from them, right? And, you know, make it work if that's what, you know. But if you think that you can compare today's couples to that, there's not many that can measure up to that same those same variables. That same, it's just difficult to do.
Right. Well, I'm gonna say this. We'll read the comment first. We read the comment. Brittany Simone, we thank you for joining the Burning Coals podcast and thank you for tuning in and watching. She says you have to decide at the beginning of the commitment that you both are on the same team. Whatever issues arises, y'all fight that and not each other. That's a great point there.
Right on.
Great point. And then Brittany Simone said, on the positive side, you have to be compatible. You have to share some of the same desires and goals and choose each other every day. And that's what B Dub was talking about not too long ago when you talking about same goals. But I'm gonna also add this because I grew up in a 2-parent household. My mom and dad been married for ever since 79, 80 years, 79 over the years 79 or 1980. So they've been married all my life, 43 years now. But my mom's grandmother, her and her husband married long time. But I believe what made that marriage work and what make my mom and my parents' marriage work as well is the fact that they both knew I'm talking my mother and my grandmother. They knew that each individual person had flaws and issues, and none of them was perfect at all, and they were able to understand that. And a lot of times, when someone had an issue or a flaw like that, they would not be so critical and so hard on them because of their flaws and the issues. They was able to work through them and get those issues and everything taken care of, whatever. But they was not so hard on them at all. And I believe that during that particular time, whatever, that is what made my parents' relationship stronger, whatever, because when they worked so when they worked so hard on their with them being so hard on themselves, whatever, on each other, that they were able to just work things out and say, you know what, hey, I'm not perfect. I have flaws and issues as well, and he accept this and that, well, because my mother and my grandmother always said that, if you can actually give up if you want to do that, but the unknown is what's even scarier. You might, this person might be a drinker or whatever, but you leave that situation, get to something else. That person might be a smoker. He might be putting his hands on you and so on and so forth or whatever. So why deal with the unknown when you know exactly what you're dealing with when you got the person that you're with right now? This person's strengths and weaknesses. Why not just try to work on that versus starting something all the way over and dealing with somebody else? And now you have to try to learn that stuff over again. And this person might be actually worse than the situation that you had left. So that's what I had actually seen with my own eyes.
But it might be better too.
It might be. You definitely taking a chance. You definitely taking a chance, but you don't know that though. It's the unknown is what's scary, G-Man.
That's like death, right? You fear death because you fear the unknown. In life, there are no guarantees, right?
Uh-huh.
You may have been married before, and to say that because you were married before, you just got to stay in it because the fear of the next one may not, then that would negate every couple who was married and got divorced and found happiness later. I mean, you can still do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's nothing to say that your first go out, you didn't do it all the right way. You live, you learn, you experience, and you did it better the second time or maybe third time or whatever. So no, it's never a garden variety cookie cutter way of approaching relationships or whatever. I think what Brittany was saying, if both of y'all have the same goals, and B-Dub said I may have a different route to get from Texas to California, but as long as we both going to California and we both know we're going to California, then you have a better chance of achieving success.
Right,
yeah, I agree.
Right. Go ahead,
But
B-Dub.
I think, I think so. What I took from that, with your grandmother and your mom, I think it's just more so about setting your deal breakers, right? So you have to set your deal breakers. Like I use myself for example. Cigarettes was a deal breaker for me. So any relationship when I was single and dating, if the woman smoked cigarettes, it was going to be a casual relationship. It was never going to go any further. And I was very clear about that. So you're not leaving people in limbo either. But in terms of if you're already, getting deep into a relationship and moving toward marriage, you have to figure out deal breaker. So like you said, maybe he's a drinker, but not in a negative way. It's just that they just like to drink a lot. But they're not hitting on you, or he go to work, he do what he's supposed to do. He take care of all his responsibilities, but he like to drink a lot, and you don't really like that he like to drink a lot, but it's not a deal breaker. So you work through it. It's just certain little things. Like that's kind of what I took from it. Because on the other hand, like G-Man said, I agree, like, it could be better. So I think it just depends on the situation. So I think that's more so, or at least that's more so how I took it. Like, you can't, and going back to what EQ said, you can't be so quick to jump out of these relationships. You got to put in the work. So long as they're not, crossing one of those deal breaker lines, you just work through it. You're not gonna like everything that person do. That person not gonna like everything you do. It's cool. The more y'all agree on and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that enhances the probability again of longevity. But you don't have to like everything. You don't have to agree on everything. But you just have to be able to work through the stuff that y'all don't agree on.
Yeah, but it sounds good in perfect word, B-Dub, man. But we live in the real world. We live in the real world, man, where we are so quick to give up, man. We are spiritually weak. We physically weak. We are emotionally weak. We are disconnected from each other. And we got all kind of distractions that's going to make sure that we stay disconnected. And we don't. And here's the thing, though, B-Dub. We'll understand and we will see that we are being disconnected, however way we are being disconnected, but we'll see that and won't even put no energy towards trying to connect everything back together with us, man, because it's just the world we live in today, man. And it's sad. I've seen it. I've been a part of it as well. I ain't gonna sit there and lie. But we're so disconnected, B-Dub. What you got, man?
We see that trauma seeping out.
Yeah. I'm about to say. Yeah. You can't say man, say ouch over there.
So EQ, what you think about that? EQ, why are we so disconnected from each other? EQ, what's going on with that?
Well, it could be a number of things. You start losing interest because you're bored. Maybe y'all don't have any goals or no drive. It could be financially related. It could be sexually related. It could be a number of things. I mean, let's just talk about it, right? That's what the song says. Let's talk about it. And it could be communication. It could be morals, values. It could be a lot of factors that causes the disconnect. Maybe you weren't interested in the first place. Maybe it was infatuation. Maybe you were just looking for a place to lay your head. Maybe you just needed somebody to help you to get to where you needed to be.
I was in love with what that mouth do.
See, it's all y'all. It's always that one. Okay, so it maybe he was trying to see what that map do. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know, but it's like I said, it's just a number of factors that just draws a wedge between us or just disconnects us. Social media. Some people make priorities. Maybe your work comes before your relationship or your marriage. I don't know. Children. I mean, it can be like I said, a number of things. And so, we got to find a way to stay connected or to get connected, some kind of way. And keep people out your business. That's another issue. Keep people, your family, keep them out your business. Keep your business off social media. You don't need to run the social media every time, but anyway, that's a different conversation for a different day. But those all could be factors. Maybe you entertaining somebody else and you took your eyes off what you had at home to entertain something across town or across the street or whatever. I mean, it just could be a lot of things.
Hey, if you and I, we married 51 years, you want to go look, damn it. Go right ahead.
Right, turn your face.
Go look. Yep, but come back home. Yeah, come back home, whatever. Yep.
No, I got the insurance policy.
No. You ain't coming back home. No. Hell no.
You can't come back home. You can't come back home.
G-Man, you gonna be old and wrinkled. Don't nobody want you after 51 years. That thing don't work no more.
Shout out to our sponsor, Blue Chews.
I don't like him. He make me sick.
So we got another comment on the comment section here. So Brittany Simone said, on the positive side, you have to be compatible. You have to share some of the same desires and goals and choose each other every day. So Brittany Simone, since you have all these great points, we need you to come on to the show. Come on to the show. Call into the show. Hit that. Get on one of the streaming platforms. Facebook. You on YouTube? So get on YouTube. Get on over here. Accept the phone call and come on in the show and tell us how you really feel, because you seem like you got some great points there. So if you definitely want to do that, we definitely advise you to do that, because we definitely love to hear what you have to say, because you might be somebody that's a guru or somebody that's special or influence or something like that or whatever. So you got some great points. So B-Dub, EQ, Jim, and Jamal. So with the because B-Dub has said something about I believe he said something about, did you say something about making sure that we keep connected with no, that was EQ. You said something about finances, sex, and what else you say? You said something else, EQ.
I think it's a communication or something. I don't know.
Okay.
You don't know what she said here.
I'll punch you. Keep messing with me.
Yeah. So in the, you know, with you being married like 51 plus years, like the older couple is, whatever, do you think that they really, you know, care about is all three of those important, or just maybe just a few of those is important when you talk about 51 years of being married?
I think after 51 years of marriage, I mean, they know each other. I mean, you know, Papa might go play across town and handle $20 here and there, but Papa ain't going nowhere.
That
51
dude that
years.
we saw walk across your background was about that age. Don't front on Papa.
To my friend, baby, if you watching, he is lying, okay? So anyway, you about to start some mess. See, messy, just messy. But no, I think after 51 years, you know, those 51 years are worth fighting for and holding on to. I think when you got 51 years behind you, you know, you ain't tripping over no money and sex and all that stuff. I mean, I don't think so. I don't think I would be. I mean, but I you know, I don't know.
I think after 51 years, I mean, you might as well just sit there and ride that on out.
Right. Might as well.
I think you have to check in with yourself periodically too. There's one part that wasn't in the intro clip that I do remember from the Source video. They actually almost got divorced 20 years in the game. So this was at 20 years. She was ready to walk away, but they worked it out and they done went for another 31 years, and now they locked in for life. And what happened was, according to them, they hit a point where they wasn't listening to each other, not really just paying attention. They got complacent, is the way he described it. And you know, he said he had to check himself and, like, you know, she's telling me these things and I'm not really taking it in, and I'm telling her these things and she's not really taking it in, and then it comes a place of contention. So, but again, at 20 years, like, how do you throw that away? You know, it's like, nah, you know what? Forget that. We finna figure this thing out. We're not finna throw these 20 years away. And so that, and you know, it
ain't a couple that been married any significant time ain't thought about getting a divorce at some point.
Right.
Yeah, they say, you know, a lot of 50% of the time, I read something somewhere, it said 50% of the time when a person filed for divorce, however long you've been together, at least a quarter to a half of that time, they was gone. So if y'all been together 10 years, they was out of there 5 years ago. It just took them 5 years to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. But when you marry like 50, 60, 70 years like that, you know, I've seen stories where that, you know, when the person been married that long, like when one person leave, the other one like right behind them and like instantly. You know what I mean? I've seen those different stories like that. You know, the wife will leave and go on to her resting place, then maybe a month or two later, the man will go, or vice versa,
Yeah.
because they've been married so long, they know each other so long, like it's to the point to where they connected so deeply with each other, that it's no use to live no more. I'm sure you guys have seen some stories like that as well. Have you
She
guys
better
seen
climb in the casket with me.
Cremate your ass. Ain't nobody climbing in nothing with you.
Yeah.
So we're gonna pull our plugs together. You like, she ain't in no life sport. Hey, somehow, some way, that plug gonna get pulled. We going together.
Don't climb in here, baby. Climb in here with me.
Ain't
Close
nobody
the door.
climbing there because you going
Close
down
the
there with the
door.
devil. So ain't nobody climbing in there with you.
Close the door.
hey, like one of my friends used to say, hey, go ahead and cremate us both and sit our ashes on top and just shake us up every now and then to get it on.
Damn, I be doggone there. Come on now, see.
That's right. It's later tonight. We're gonna be in that. We're gonna be in the casket of the iron together.
Especially after 51 years, we better be in that thing together. Yeah, we done rode it out that long. That's a lifetime, y'all. 51 years. That's a lifetime for for most people.
Yeah. Just shake us up. Just shake us up so we can get it on. That's all you gotta do. Just shake us up every now and then. Let us get it on.
Just ass shit. Just ass shit. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So we're gonna get ready to close this segment of the Burn the Coast podcast. Anybody got anything closing remarks? B-Dub, EQ, and G-Man.
Well, happy
ahead,
Valentine's Day to everyone. And if ain't nobody told you they love you today, we do. It ain't nothing you can do about it.
Amen. B-Dub, EQ.
I'm good. Y'all be easy. Enjoy life, live, laugh, love, all that good stuff.
And fuck.
That too. Make sure you get it in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every day, all day.
Physical touch is everybody's love language. Touch.
That's right. Touch. But wait a minute. If you touch, make sure you touch something. Don't be tickling nobody. Oh, my bad.
B-Dub, you got anything, my guy?
Hey, man, listen. Date hard. That's what I'm gonna say. Date hard. Ask them questions. Figure that person. Don't just be out here just because they cute. Like if you serious about having a long-term relationship, it might not be with that person. So don't waste your time with that person. Date hard. Get to know them. Ask those questions. Qualify them. If they don't qualify, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Ain't nothing wrong with them. They just don't qualify. You don't qualify, and you need to move on till you find that person that do qualify, so y'all can start on y'all 51 years.
There you go. That's it, man. That's it.
That part.
So the Burning Coals give you the backbone. We're gonna definitely say, hey, we love with a purpose, love with a purpose. And so that way, you like B-Dub said, you can definitely make it that 51, 61 plus years. All right. And maybe one day we'll be showing some videos of you guys, saying that you've been married 60 plus years or whatever. So now that you got the bag, what you gonna definitely do with it? So this is the final installment of the dating relationship series of the Burning Coals podcast. And we definitely say thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you go and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Make sure you share and like the Burning Coals podcast. Okay. So until next time, I am Mr. Know-It-All Reactions. We got Bougie Weirdo, Gentleman Jamal, First Lady Educated Queen. We say so long and good night. And make sure you guys tune in for another special episode of the Burning Coals podcast right here Tuesday at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. We say we love you, and we say peace.
Peace out.